days of fighting for the so-called greater good are over. This is our chance to control the truth, the concepts of right and wrong for everyone for centuries to come. You're fighting to save an ideal that doesn't exist. Never did. You need to pick a side.
It's the periodic table of awesome. Meet Theon and Peter and Queenie and Jill.
I don't know. I can't hear the music, so I've got no idea what you're doing.
I'm just doing the music. There is no music. I was playing nothing. It was me.
You are the entire
It
piece.
was.
Well
It
done.
was
He's the music man.
It was my very own voice trumpet.
Which
you
is
go.
far better than your butt trumpet. But anyway,
Great intro. Thanks, Queenie.
anytime. I
Thanks
come in, I lower the tone, I leave. Thank you, everybody.
Bringing the
Good night.
tone down. Yes, it is the special Wednesday night because last night we went and saw a huge bomb.
Oh my god!
Which is an Oppenheimer reference. Just an Oppenheimer reference.
Yeah.
That review is
It is
next
just an
week.
Oppenheimer reference, and we're going to be talking about that and the other bombshell
Yes.
next week.
Bombs and bombshells.
Blonde bombshell and the A bombshell. And
I did see a poster today that I thoroughly enjoyed, which was just called Atomic Blonde, and it was Oppenheimer looking into the distance, and there was the giant Barbie from the 2001
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah,
perfect.
yes, Karina, we are doing a Barbenheimer show. That's next Tuesday. Now that
Yes.
everything has been released or going to
Yeah.
be released.
Thanks for paying attention to the schedule.
Yay. We are all
of all the flavors.
we're all Barbie now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hi,
it.
Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Hi,
Barbie.
Barbie. Yes,
Hi,
but
Barbie.
tonight is just Mission Impossible.
Just.
She's Barbenheimer. This is just Mission Impossible. Anyway, how are we all? We good? Have we all seen Mission Impossible? Your mission, if you chose to accept it,
Yes.
was to watch Mission Impossible.
Did you choose to accept it?
Yes, Dead Reckoning, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which is again one of the stupidest, longest titles I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
And also it is another Part 1, which means, oh, for fuck's sake, do I have to watch 2 movies now? Like, do I have to go to the cinema twice? Or it doesn't count?
To get an entire narrative.
Yeah. So in order for you to understand a movie, you have to spend twice the amount. And it's like, oh, Jesus
Or
Christ.
do you?
Aha!
I just want to give a warning right now that everybody get ready to smash the butt wire gifts.
Oh,
Chat.
that
Peter's
they
gonna
are
have
gonna
so
get
many
a
of them.
workout. Like,
yes.
they're gonna get such a workout. As we were walking back from the cinema, like it was just, but why all the way through.
But why did this happen? But why did that? Well, I don't know about the butt wise, but I watched it and I thought, wow, that's definitely a Tom Cruise movie. That was definitely a movie that happened, and I don't understand why it is still here. It added nothing to the franchise, and I didn't understand.
Okay. Like, you're opening up hard right out of the gate there, buddy.
Oh,
But
look,
what do you mean you didn't stand, we had 10 minutes of strong exposition at the beginning.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes every 5 minutes?
Yeah, where a room full of people told you what was happening.
And what it meant. And then asked another question as to what it meant.
I mean, Jill and I kind of missed the first 10 minutes because we were seeing Hugh Jackman's 1998 turn as Curly from Oklahoma in a different theater. And it really
snuck
didn't matter
in.
because
we
we came in
didn't
time for the
miss
10 minutes of
anything.
exposition.
Yeah.
They literally came in there like, Quinny, what did we miss? And I said, there is an AI in a submarine. That's it.
Yeah. And then Carrie Elwes asked a room full of 10 people what's going on, and they all told him in succinct harmony.
Yes. And then some other characters asked some more questions about who Ethan Hunt was
Can
and what
I-
the IMF was and everything that you could possibly want to know about this entire fucking movie and franchises, and it was all neatly handed to you. Thank you, Carrie Elwes.
Can I pull out just
big
one
spoonful.
little point
Yeah.
here? It has been 27 years of Mission Impossible films. Like,
What?
yes, are you like, this is the thing that people are not paying attention to. Everyone's like, The Fast and the Furious is the best movie franchise of all time. Or I say that, but
1996.
but yeah, 1996 is when the first Mission Impossible of the reboot of the TV show came out, starring
shit.
Tom
Holy
Cruise.
shit. Fuck, I feel really old now.
Yes.
Exactly. And
'Cause
I'm like,
oh, surely it's only been like 10, 15 years.
Holy shit.
and you're like,
27?
27 years.
Right.
There are people who have had children who are older than this movie franchise is.
people's children, like, so if somebody watched the first film,
Exactly.
decided it was pretty hot, went home, banged,
banged.
had a kid,
Had a
their
kid.
kid could now be having children.
Their kid could now be
Mm.
having children. Technically,
Not me, though. I was 13 years old in 96.
Yeah.
I still remember
None
seeing
of
the
my
first film at the
children.
cinema.
So do I.
I was legal in 96. I suppose I could have been. I wasn't, but
Okay, can we not backtrack to the Michael Bay plot points of podcasting? I don't give a shit about that. I'm just trying to point out that well done Ving Rhames for just doing what Pulp Fiction and then
Yeah.
this.
The only job he ever needed in his life was
Yeah, yeah.
Mission Impossible film.
And I
Yeah.
also love that, like, as the
One out
Mission
every 5
Impossible
years.
films have gone through, his job has been IT guy, like
Yes.
laptop tapper. Like, literally, he's got
Yeah.
the best job. He's like, Tom Cruise is off there doing insane stunts, and Ving Rhames is like, click.
I'm just going to
It's
sit on
just
the
like-
computer with that and
yeah. Yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
don't have to, like, even though I'm a big muscly black guy, I'm not going to be in massive fight sequences. I'm not
Yep.
going to be the muscle. I'm not going to be a thug.
Yep.
I'm the smart IT guy. I love it in this film how he just disappears though. Like, I mean, it's a spoiler? I don't know. But like there is a point where he's just like, I'm now
I
out
have
of
to
this
go
movie.
now.
And it was like, oh, okay. Thanks for announcing that.
it's
I mean-
kind of weird that they have Ving Rhames as man in the chair and then introduce someone like Simon Pegg that, stereotypically looks like a man in the chair.
Well, he started as man in the chair, but then
kind
they
of,
were
yeah.
like-
He was a man in a different chair, and now he's had a glow up to full agent, and
Yeah. How many men in chairs do you need in this movie?
all of
sure
the
it-
men.
No women in chairs.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no.
We'll
Women
get to
are
that
up
one.
doing a lot of kicking ass, but
Are
no,
they?
you don't do that.
well,
Are they?
yeah. Yeah. There's some ass kicking women in there, but I don't know.
In between being rescued by Tom Cruise, they do kick ass, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
then
but
Always miraculously have their asses kicked.
yes, they may be eminently competent and be capable of beating the shit out of a guy, but
Never
they
good
still
enough.
never as good as Tom Cruise or whoever the guy who shows up to actually save them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should
Give us a synopsis, Queenie.
Oh wait, do
Oh.
we need some? Do you need some theme music for this one?
Yeah, and I don't know what shit accent could possibly go with this one. I mean, I'd try and do Gabriel's accent, but fuck knows what that was.
Voice recording on a.
I'll
I
do
don't
an
know.
AI voice.
Sure, do an AI. Yeah, Quinny, robot. Do the robot. Here's your
You
background
can
music.
do the robot with JT. Ethan Hunt and oh no, okay, sorry. Ethan Hunt and the IMF team must track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all humanity. If it falls into the wrong hands, with control of the future and the fate of the world at stake, a deadly race around the globe begins. Confronted by a mysterious, all-powerful weapon enemy, Ethan is forced to consider that nothing can matter more than the mission. I hate all people of all races. I am coming to kill all of... Oh, no, sorry. That's a different kind of AI. Sorry, my bad.
You almost slipped into
Your
some...
robot voice had an accent.
Yeah. It's just it's like that's slipping dangerously into Spanish robot at the end there.
Not even the lives of all those he cares about the most.
Oh,
Your
dear.
mission, should you choose to accept it, is to watch the 7th film in the ongoing series and try to work out who wrote this much shit expository dialogue.
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it.
My name is Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, this is just man. What do you like?
Oh.
Wait, has everyone
Hang
seen
on.
all?
Somebody just gonked me for that.
Enough. What's okay? So has everyone seen all of them? I need to get a litmus test. Have we seen all of them? I have seen all.
Oh,
of
hang
them.
on. All of the films?
Yes, all of the films in the Mission Impossible film franchise, not all the TV shows. That's a bit over top. So you got Mission Impossible 2,
I have.
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, Mission Impossible.
Hang on.
Sorry,
Sorry. Let's just do a show of hands
Yeah.
to how far we've watched because.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah, hold
starting
your
at the
hand
first one,
up.
Mission Impossible.
When you've seen
Yes.
Mission Impossible, then a Mission Impossible 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still there.
Mission Impossible 3,
Yes.
I'm out.
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol,
Yes.
Mission
Oh.
Impossible Rogue Nation.
Which one?
Ghost Protocol
Which-
Rogue Nation,
Yes.
Fallout,
Half?
and now Dead Reckoning. You do that one. And now Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
right,
so
okay.
you said Mission Impossible has been going for 27 years. I
Yes.
probably haven't watched one for about 20 years until now.
Right.
That's
Mm.
where I'm at with the Mission Impossible franchise.
Fair
I
enough.
lost interest in them after 3, because I can't even remember what happened in 3.
Oh, it wasn't. No, 3 was the J.J. Abrams, so it had the who was the actor who played Felicity in the TV show that started appearing in these
Kerry
things?
Russell.
Kerry Russell's in 3.
Oh, maybe I will watch it. I'd love to.
It's great. She has, and it has Philip Seymour Hoffman in it as well, doing a really great villain. And like 3 is actually quite good. And
Okay.
Kerry Russell has an amazing death scene. Sorry, that's
And
a
Well,
spoiler.
so we'll talk
Spoilers.
about. We'll talk about.
Pete,
We'll talk
women,
about
the
this.
women never survive.
I like
Things to talk
say.
about when we get to spoilers. But
Yeah.
Yeah, 17 years is a long enough time for spoilers, okay?
no, I mean
No, never.
the film that we just saw also.
Yeah.
Sure.
I saw the beginning of the Henry Cavill one on a plane recently, but I got bored and started watching something else.
Yeah, but I
Hey,
mean, the Henry Cavill one was only great because everyone was like, "Oh no, they've ruined the DC films by the fact that Henry can't shave his mustache," and then Henry like loaded his arms in the fight, and everyone's like, "Forgiven." yeah,
there we go.
As every woman's panty line and most men's just disintegrated in the cinema when he did that, and they're like, "That's fucking hot."
With his, I love the fact that he was in that weird hot kind of way, but at the same time still had a dodgy mo, and the
Yes.
dodgy mo should have knocked him out of the hot.
See, dodgy mo's just don't do it for me. Doesn't
There
matter who
are
has
some,
one.
some men can pull off a dodgy mo.
No,
feel-
Henry
Rarely.
Cavill, though. He really no.
I feel singled out, but sure.
I mean, technically yours is a dodgy goatee.
Yeah, no, like Mo on its own very rarely does anything for me.
Sure.
Mm.
Good
Even
enough.
if it's Henry Cavill.
Even if it's
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, fair enough.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Henry Cavill with lots of scruff, moustache, but still plenty of scruff.
Yeah.
Nah.
this isn't a
Okay.
Henry Cavill appreciation post. I love the fact that we're just talking about every we're talking about
You're right, the film.
Mission Impossible, but it's everyone but Tom
Contractor,
Cruise.
we'll never get through all of the butt wise.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there are so many.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're back with Mission Impossible. It is Ethan Hunt doing something with something big danger to whole world,
there's a world problem.
explosion. Yeah.
Yep. There's a world problem, so we have to stop world problem. And after, like, as I sort of feel like saying, after the 7th time of saving the world, shouldn't you just be like, you know what, let it end? If they're if they're really doing this, just let them have a crack. You know?
It kind of is weird that the Impossible Mission Force like has no other team members.
Yeah,
'Cause
they
in the
feel a bit like
TV
the
show, there were
A-Team.
many other team members, and like everybody got missions. You know,
Yeah.
At least in this one, they start kind of saying, okay, well, now we're going to expand the team. Like, we want more people to be a part of the IMF force, but yeah.
But they're not really doing that, are they? They're just making sure that everyone else supports Tom Cruise in being the guy.
yeah.
While
Realistically, these films are just another James Bond franchise that happens to have a small team supporting James Bond as opposed to James Bond being by himself.
To be honest, Bourne did it better.
Mm.
Like, the Bourne films are a better Bond film than these are, because this is Tom Cruise trying to be Bond and sort of not succeeding in being Bond because he's not enough of a dick.
He doesn't have the massive fucking ego thing that Bond has, but he also doesn't have the suave. Like, he doesn't have that whole, I'm going to walk into a casino and look like he belongs there. He always looks like it's kind of, I don't know, this is tradey Bond. Maybe not tradey. Maybe that's a little underselling it, but
I find the right analogy. He doesn't really come across as like a workhorse kind of guy either. He fits in this weird middle ground. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, like, it's pleasant watching him on screen doing the things that you know that you're expecting from Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise has always been consistently delivering Mission
I feel
Impossible.
like Tom Cruise is his own genre.
he is.
Even though, you're absolutely right. Even though if you go back and you look at his characters through every single Mission Impossible, the range is amazing. Like, it's absolutely amazing. In the first one, it's short hair Tom Cruise, and the next one, it's like, long hair and rock climbing kind of, guy that you would have dated in early university, Tom Cruise.
They brought back that photo of him in this movie as like his file photo. I'm like, he hasn't looked like that in 25 years.
I couldn't tell you a single defining character trait about Ethan Hunt.
No.
Like, honestly, if you asked me, and said, what's his main thing? Is he vindictive? Is he creative? Is he tenacious?
He's loyal.
Like, even
loyal.
Like, Bond has a personality, like, that his favorite drink is a martini, and that he's a suave character and a lady.
And he's a womanizing prick. And he's
like, Ethan Hunt has like no main characteristic trait.
Ethan Hunt's only thing is he pulls off his mask to reveal that it was actually him all the time. He's a Scooby-Doo villain. He's a literally Scooby-Doo villain reveal time. It's Tom Cruise.
So I kind of love that they played with that gag throughout the movie and just had that guy that was chasing him yanking on people's faces all the time.
I enjoyed that a lot, actually. Especially when it's like fingers in the mouth.
Get off.
It's like, oh, yeah, right. It's like, at least it's self-referential enough to know that it's a bit dumb these days. And it's, but this one is a little bit too much, where it was just like, we have these ideas to do some amazing stunts and capture this. It's like, great. So what's the plot? And they're like,
MacGuffin and
AI.
Oh my God, the MacGuffin.
Fuck.
The MacGuffin. How many times are we going to see a split in half key that needs to have two halves found and reunited?
And that looks like a crucifix.
Yeah.
We're not being even remotely fucking subtle with our symbolism here.
Yeah. We literally just had Transformers
There
where
it
it was
is.
join the two
It's
halves
off.
of the key in Transformers to save the world. And now,
I mean,
again, join the
It
two
was
halves
the
of
most
key.
fun thing about the 10 minutes of exposition at the beginning to like get through all of the exposition about how there's this, evil AI that wants to take over the world. So what do we need to do?
The entity.
Well, there's a crucifix key. Like, what?
Yeah.
How could that possibly have to do with anything?
Admittedly, if you'd seen the first 10 minutes, you would have No, it wouldn't have
No,
helped.
I mean,
like
honestly,
the crucifix key is the two locks that open the thing that
Yeah,
let you into
but I
where
mean,
the AI is. But the AI kills people, so
as a
cool, whatever.
military person in the Russian Navy, and they've walked up to you and they've gone, "Hey, you have to secure this, and this is the key," and they show it up and they look at each other like, "It's just a fucking crucifix. What the fuck?" And then they pull it apart and go, "Maha! One for you and one for you." Like, as a military person, I'd be like, "I am about to quit. Is this a joke? Am I on camera? What are you doing? You've
I
given me a
mean, just
crucifix
hire the
key."
crucifix locksmith. Like, it's surely there are other ways.
I love it.
And-
It's my time to shine. I've come up with a key. It's
Yeah,
in a
but let's also
crucifix.
make the most Russian-looking crucifix key, like the most orthodox.
It just needed a little diagonal thing through the middle of it to be like an actual Russian Orthodox thing, and possibly another cross on top. But anyway, it was one of those things that was just so MacGuffin-y, and it was this whole thing of like, how do we, Dion? One of the things you've said many times, the problem with films at the moment is they are and then.
Oh yes,
and this is a whole bunch of and then.
A film
It's
of
like
and then.
Somebody's got to get a key, and then you're in somewhere else in the world, and then you're somewhere else in the world, and there's somebody's got the key and it's in their pocket, and then
you're at the Pentagon, and then you're in a room full of people, and then they're talking about all of the plot points that you need to decipher why you're going to spend the next 2 hours watching action sequences.
My big look, I don't begrudge it these silly plot points. It's also obviously very self-aware of its own silliness, even in some of the action stunt scenes, some of which were quite well done. They went on to the point of being ridiculous, but very much on purpose. They were like, yeah, we know what we're doing. We know this is dumb. We're just going to keep doing it for your viewing pleasure. And I'm totally fine with all of that. What really stops me from being on board is what is driving the plot other than this MacGuffin. It's one particular character consistently doing ridiculous nonsensical things to drive the plot forward, and that's where I'm kind of like, come on guys, like can we find a better way to move the plot forward than one character being like, I'm gonna run away now, bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something dumb.
My life. I'm gonna run away again, see ya.
Oh,
you just saved my life again, but I'm just going to keep running away. Bye.
Yes, so we're talking about Haley Atwell's delightful character, Grace, who did nothing but run away.
Why?
And
I get it the first couple of times, but after he's like, no, I've now saved your life 3 times, and you're still like, laters.
Like, honey, you're being paid to be in this movie. You can't keep running away from the plot.
Maybe she's just she's trying to run to her agent, like, get me out of this film.
But at some stage, just like, what do you think you're running to?
Yeah. Have you not realized that there's like massive organizations of people out there willing to kill you and throw lots of money at killing you, and you've seen them. You've seen hundreds of people trying to assassinate you, but you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on my own.
I figure this out myself. Now that we do love Haley Atwell.
Oh yeah, no,
we do love Haley Atwell.
Yeah, I really feel like she was working with an underwritten character. It was a complete waste for her. I mean, if you look at other roles that she's been in, like especially significantly Agent Carter, where she's so capable in that, she really, I don't know why on earth she would have chosen to do this film.
Because they pay a lot of money.
It was a complete disservice to her integrity as an actress to do a shitty movie like this. And not just her, but also Pom Klementif and also the other bird that played what's-her-face?
Rebecca Ferguson.
Rebecca Ferguson, who we just talked about last
Vanessa
week
Kirby?
in Silo.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were on a real Rebecca Ferguson jag.
Why are these women that kick ass in so many other projects signing on to Mission Impossible?
Well, come on, let's be honest. I mean, if someone came up to you and just said, hey, do you want to be in the next Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movie? I'd just immediately say, sure. Yes, I do. Because
some standards.
I want to.
Who cares what the paycheck is?
I just want to watch how that's made. Like, I want to be in that thing. Why not? Like,
Yeah.
that seems like fun.
Besides Haley Atwell running away in scenes, she was running away in scenes that she was in by just saying, "Oh, I'm not going to drive. Oh, I'm not going to do this. You do it. You
Everyone
do this."
looked amazing in it, though. No matter who ran away or where they were going or even why they were going, no one cared because they looked great. It's true.
Jill's eyes.
Women are not set dressing.
No, the men
Dion.
as well. Everybody looked great. I liked everyone in the film. Like all the set scenes were amazing.
I must admit, like I had a couple of people say that they were like, oh yeah, cool, the film, has its problems and everything, but Pom Clementia and that makeup and then that adamant jacket and everything, oh, that's amazing. I was like, but why did she do anything? Oh no, like she had a great time driving in a big truck, but why did she do
There's no
anything?
defense in the why. I was just like, but they looked great.
They were aesthetic with her, and I can see that. But if she had had more than 2 lines of dialogue in the whole movie, I would have bought her character a bit more.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean,
Was
I love
she-
a cute rage machine girl. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That wears, short skirts and cute outfits and shit. But like, I don't know, does she say anything? I'm like, Pom, you did fucking 3 Guardians of the Galaxies films and you were amazing. And like, it was the most brilliant character development I've ever seen from those movies. And now you got 2 lines in a Mission Impossible movie. I'm like, what the fuck were you doing?
I feel like I've
Yeah.
seen that character before, but it was better done in. Do you remember the film The Brothers Bloom?
Yeah.
In that, there was a mysterious,
Vaguely.
there was a mysterious Asian character called Bang Bang, and she was amazing because there was an actual plot going on between the Brothers Bloom. And whenever Bang Bang came into the scene, it's like she looks great in the background. What she's doing? Oh, setting something on fire. Amazing. Did she have any dialogue?
Yes.
No, but she would just turn up, and everyone's like, "What are you gonna do?"
Yeah.
Like,
It
that
reminded me
is
a little
great.
bit of Gogo Yubari from
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. She's got the crazy gonna kill you energy, but then like her turn and everything, and we will talk about that in spoiler sections. All of that, I was like, I don't buy it.
No,
because I don't know anything about her. I don't know where we're going with this character.
Exactly.
She's had 4 different costumes, and
Yeah.
that's great. But why?
And you find out her name at the end of the movie.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So much exposition, so little character development. Like there was time.
Oh,
Oh,
God, yeah.
my God, it was
If fewer
2.5
words had
hours
been
worth.
used to describe exactly what was happening to us in the
Yeah.
very basic plot.
Yeah.
I feel
2
like Jill-
hours and 43 minutes of this
yes,
film.
I feel like Jill, your
Yeah.
your ticker thing that you wrote earlier, which was great, which is yes, definitely, this was a script written by a real human person, and
Yeah.
totally not spat out of Chat GPT when they were like, "Oh shit, we haven't written a script. We've got all the stunts together."
The annoying thing is this was actually written before ChatGPT existed.
What?
I don't believe it.
27 years ago, Tom Cruise sat down and was like, "I'm going to make 10 Mission Impossible films, and this is what's going to happen in every one."
I
No,
feel like
this-
they beta tested ChatGPT with this script
Yes.
and then they released it.
Yeah, well, it's like, well, we need to need a bad guy. Okay, well, let's go for AI. We haven't done AI in these things, have we? You want to get one to try and write it? And they're like, well, we do need to go into production next week. And then the pandemic happened.
Yeah, who knew that like an AI script that was probably written in 2019
Mhm.
could have predicted the future so well when it was actually finally released in 2023.
Yeah. I did
Or-
see an interview with fucking Simon Pegg, who was like, that was fucking amazing. We became way topical and didn't mean to because we'd finished shooting this 3 years ago. Or
But
no,
in
2
all
years ago.
seriousness,
Hmm.
pay your writers, pay your
Pay your fucking
actors,
writers.
Oh yes.
and don't try to replace people with machines just because you don't think that creative work has any value.
Yeah.
Yes. We are.
Forget Sarah Connor, we have Fran Drescher.
the
Against
flashy
the
girl
rise
from
of the
Flushing.
machines. Yeah,
yes.
she's the one you want in the Rise Against the Machines.
Yeah, she's
It's
badass.
Yes. How did we get here? I don't understand. I don't even know where we're going. But what I
Anyway.
do want to do is move on because I want to get to the spoiler sections and talk less about this film because I didn't like it very much. So I'm going to rate it at a
Oh,
significant,
you're rating it.
a
Shit, you're into it.
significantly like out of all of these Mission Impossible films, I'm giving it a 50.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
shit.
55. Like the stunts are amazing. You can't say this. Like if you're gonna watch it on a big screen, go watch it on a big screen. Well, there are times I chuckled and went, huh. But most of the time I was like, this is the most boring fucking film I've watched in ages.
Wow.
Up until last night.
And you still, I was going to say, you still feel like that now?
As I said, up until last night. Spoiler.
Cheeky monkey.
There you go. 55. It's fine. It's fine, but it doesn't. It's got nothing.
Is it the film that will save cinema?
Oh fuck no.
God no.
Yeah.
And also, I'm pissed that I have to go and see a second half to it to understand why it fits together. I'm like, no, I don't give a
Do
shit.
you have to though? Do you have to? Do you
Of
really
course.
get to the end of that film and be like, "Ooh, I really want to know what happens now"?
Of course, I have an attention problem, Peter. I have to go and watch the rest of it, or I won't feel right.
Yeah.
It's like, is that like you have to clean your teeth before you go to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of thing. I have to make sure that I understand that maybe something in the second one will be so amazing that I'll be like, I can't believe that I didn't pick that up the first time. And I'll be like, oh my God, it's written by a genius. Or the other way around, which is like, I'll watch it and be like, fuck, why did I waste my time again?
I mean, my immediate reaction to seeing the part one at the end of the title was like, there is so much plot that you can't fit it in one film. Like, I find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
And guess what? You didn't have to believe it. Because there was no plot to fit in. There was just stunts.
Oh, no, there's deep and meaningful plot about Ethan Hunt's girlfriend who died in a film that doesn't exist and his long-running problem with a dude called Gabriel who we've never met before.
Oh, yeah, that. I was wondering if that was a movie that I hadn't seen.
Yeah, me too.
Missing backstory.
It's a movie that none of us have seen.
Yeah.
Like when that like shot of that guy, I was like, ooh, like I've missed something. This must be somebody
Before
from
he
the
even
previous
joined
film.
the IMF.
Right.
Yeah. Oh no, we've
Yeah.
run out of people to have a problem with Ethan. Maybe we'll just go back to before time.
Let's create a new villain who's been there all along.
Let's make it like
And let's just like fridge a new woman that
Yeah.
didn't even
Yeah.
exist in the plot at all, except for a couple of shots.
yeah. The next mission,
Wow.
the next like after this one, they go. The next one's going to have a movie of like Ethan Hunt's childhood best friend who he accidentally stabbed their grandmother has come back to haunt him. It's like what the fuck is
Oh.
going on? Anyway, sorry.
Mm.
Have you given it a number?
Yes. Peter, go on. Oh,
okay.
sorry, Jill. Whoever. I don't care.
Go ahead, Jill.
All right, I'm going to give it a 58, mostly because, well, you heard me berate how they treated their female characters. It's mostly for the stunts and their homage to Cassandra Crossing at the end. If anybody has seen a very old movie called Cassandra's Crossing, will know exactly what I'm talking about.
No.
No, and now I'm furiously looking at what the fuck is Cassandra?
Yeah, I'm like just typing that one down.
It's on level
Pete-
with the Poseidon Adventure. If anybody's seen that
Ooh.
one,
Oh, yeah.
just disaster films.
Oh, I do like a good disaster film.
Oh, you fucking love this.
I mean, it's another one that I kind of feel weird rating because not my thing. I probably wouldn't have gone to see it. So, like, I don't want to be too scathing. I would say that somebody who doesn't like go out of my way to go and watch a lot of action films, that the action and stunt scenes were fun in their self-aware ridiculousness, I thought. Like, they were utterly ridiculous, but it was kind of fun because it's like, oh, no, we're all in on this joke. Like, we all know how dumb this is. You guys know, we know, you're just looking for an excuse to flip some cars. That's fine. I'm on board with that. But you're right, it is hard to get past the questionable treatment of female characters. But as far as I wouldn't know if there has been any Mission Impossible movie that hasn't done that. So
Nope. All the women die. Your mission as a woman, if you choose to accept it in Mission Impossible, is live.
Yeah. So
Look,
no.
I didn't have as terrible time as I thought I would in it because the ridiculousness was so like ridiculousness. I was like, I can get on board with this because it's fun. I even had a bit of a laugh in a couple of bits that was nice. So I think I'm going to sit on 60.
Okay. I thought that the action stuff, when the action stuff was done well, it was funny, it was sparky, and had some really good stuff. I quite liked the sequence in the Mini, the super fast Mini that just Fiat. Sorry, my bad. I enjoyed the stuff in the Fiat. I thought that was funny. The bit where they go tumbling down some steps and suddenly find themselves on the wrong side of the car, and you're like, that was funny. There was good comedy in there. But having watched the whole thing, including the 15 minutes at the start with submarines, and it's just meh. Like, it's like they've hung an entire marketing campaign for this whole film on one stunt.
It was a good stunt, though.
It's a good stunt, but at the same time, I knew, because I'd seen all of the marketing, that big rocky thing that he rides up, I know that's a fucking ramp. It didn't look real. I could see his wheel not touching the ground. And so I kind of had this sort of thing of like, you've hung a film on a single stunt. And then the bit after that, I was like, I have seen that and played it in Uncharted.
Yeah, I was gonna raise that one. I was like, I have seen the train thing. I saw it in Uncharted the movie, and then I have played it in the Uncharted game, and then I have also seen it in Jurassic Park: The Lost World, which is also where they did the same thing. And I was like, it's been done.
I mean, it was tense, and there were some really, good moments that you could hear the whole audience go, but at the same time,
yeah. But so, I don't know if it's trying to be anything other than filler between stunts, like objectively the storytelling is terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like it was trying not to be terrible, if you know what I mean. Like it kind of seemed like they wrote a bunch of stunts down on a piece of paper and then wrote something that seemed like plot in between them.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does.
How do we get from here to here? I don't know.
It feels a little bit like that. Why are you booing me? This is what you paid for. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I'm a little less harsh on it than you, D. I think that it still stands as a big blockbustery cinema-y experience, and I can see that a lot of people would enjoy it for the spectacle of it. But for me, it's let's go 62. Random number, but there you go. It is okay, and it's frustrating because one of my favorite reviewers, watched this film. The reason I got excited about it is because he watched the film, he was writing notes as he went, and the last 5 pages of his notes are just swear words. And then the last page is the phrase, fuck my hat. And I wanted to know what the phrase, fuck my hat, was about. And there's nothing that made me think, fuck my hat. Unless he was,
maybe
fuck,
he left
I
his
dropped
hat
my hat.
behind.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no.
Exactly.
My hat.
Exactly. Because I was just like, oh, okay, well, yeah. So shall we have a clip?
Spoil this baby.
Yes.
Yes. I don't really have any spoilers for this. Well, sorry, clips for this, because there's a distinct lack of everything online. It is literally just a whole bunch of packages of behind the scenes bits explaining how amazing this all was. So I'm just going to go to the final trailer and then we'll come back.
Okay.
People are chasing us.
Our lives are the sum of our choices. And we cannot escape the past. Ethan, this mission of yours gonna cost you.
It's been a long time, Van. You've no idea the power I represent. It knows your story and how it ends.
Who is that person?
I have no idea.
Ethan, what's your objective? What's your ultimate objective?
Yeah, there we go. Yes, I feel.
Now, you guys were talking about
Oh.
Uncharted doing it first and then Jurassic Park doing it before that. Well, go and watch 1976's A Cassandra Crossing with Sophia Loren, and
What do they
you will
do?
see who did it first.
AI? Is AI in Cassandra Crossing? Is that who Cassandra is? Is she
No,
the rogue
it's an
AI?
amazing disaster thriller. So there's all these people that are escaping from the pneumonic plague. They're all on a train. And then, of course, there's a great big disaster. And they try to unhinge the train, like the back half from the front half. But then the bridge collapses and the front half goes down and it all slides down. Everyone dies. And then the back half's still stuck up there. Yeah, it's fucking amazing. And the way
Great.
that they shot it was like, mwah. Yeah, classic.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go hunting that.
Yeah.
And our spoiler logo is up, I assume. So
Yeah.
now we can talk about all of the things that happen in this film.
Fuck me. Why is it so boring? I mean, like I'm down for watching stuff, but this is, what is it, 2 hours and 45 minutes of just like, oh, okay, and up, no. Like, I mean, I really like the desert scene. It was beautiful and kind of just lovely to do. I was kind of like, oh, it's Dune. No, it's an Afghan. It's an
Rebecca
Afghan
Ferguson's
war.
just going, fuck,
Yeah.
can I ever get out of a desert?
I'm stuck in a desert. I'm stuck in a dystopian desert again. And then, like, you know, as we were saying, it's just a series of explanations, or not even explanations, a series of things that happen that get them to the next scene until
and
the movie
a
ends. and
series
you're
of
like,
sequences
oh.
that exist specifically to try and give weight to things that nobody immediately cares about. Like, all of those expository scenes are about making the AI, the entity, this God stand-in, meaningful. And everybody is going, oh, it could do this, it could change the world, it could make people, you know, not understand what truth is anymore, and it'll completely revolutionize the world. And you're like, yeah. And now we live with it. It's literally in my Snapchat.
I have to make a point about this AI, is that they walked a line on it with its sentience. They're like, oh, it's self-aware and it does this and it does that, but they never really distinctly made it the adversary until the nightclub scene, where they revealed that the AI was actually like all on the screens in the background, and then it started talking to him on the earpiece. And I'm like, oh, now it's venturing into like fucking weird territory. And I'm like, you have to pick a side, guys. You can't walk that line. Either go all the way and do ridiculous, the AI is alive and it's talking to you, or don't.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys watch Mrs. Davis? I can't remember if we talked about that.
No, but you said it.
No, Miss Predakangas just brought it up. So
Yeah.
Because I watched Mrs. Davis and it was a much more fun AI.
I feel like you said it in a way, Peter. It's like, well, I watch Mrs. Davis and I'm better than all of you. So it's like, oh, yeah, right. Okay.
no, I haven't. Well, I know nothing about it. I assume it's about an AI.
I
I only
mean,
know Mrs. Kasha Davis, and she's a
What?
drag queen.
oh, you guys have been sleeping on Mrs. Davis. I'll send you some links.
Wow, no, that's a phrase that you should
Right, well, we've all got homework for after the show.
go and fall asleep on Mrs. Davis.
But doesn't
No,
What?
it's recent. It came out a few months ago.
But doesn't that also
okay.
star what's her name? Rebecca Ferguson, or someone who looks very much like Rebecca Ferguson?
Betty Gilpin?
Yes.
Oh,
who looks
Betty
very-
Gilpin.
Yeah, they
yeah.
have a
It's kind of like,
similarity.
oh wait, hang on, what? I got a bit confused at one point. I was like, oh, it's Rebecca. Oh, wait, no.
It's a lot of fun. It's a comedy
that's
action
that one,
about
right, yes.
a woman who's a nun who has to go after an AI entity, and it's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Except,
okay.
if there's one common theme across all these, you're like, oh, it's a bit of fun as comedy. Okay, look, wait. If you go back to everything, every single show is actually explaining how, look, the AI is basically a fascist dictatorship that's controlling everything.
Mhm.
But we'll just do different genres across it. So like Westworld,
right, so AIs
dystopian.
and Nazis, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs.
Well,
Davies is like, it's funny. But even
What
though
was it?
everything is controlled by an AI.
Yeah, Westworld, the season 3, isn't it?
Yep.
Where it's not so much an AI, but it's an algorithm, and the algorithm is basically telling everybody, no, you're not going to succeed, so we may as well kill you.
Well, yeah, the AI is just making judgment calls and sort of going, yeah, this person isn't going to do anything, so we just don't have to worry about them. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I love is kind of the interpretation of something that is code, and then being like, oh no, but it's on the screens all around us. I'm like, oh, it's also turned itself into graphics for some reason. What's going on there?
It felt the need to express itself as CGI graphics.
Yeah.
Good. I mean,
why?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I
Probably.
quite liked the bit where it was talking to him on his earpiece. That was the one moment that I was like,
but you
oh, I'm
gotta
actually.
lean in hard with that kind of
Yeah.
shit, go all
And-
the way.
And then what you do wrong with that is then you put Gabriel in there. And
See, I was starting to think that maybe he was like a robot, like he was an
would've been
android
cool.
that the AI had implanted itself in.
so
So I
So
was waiting
Karina's-
for the plot to turn right around again.
and become well, you know what? That would have been fucking amazing. They've got the ability to have 3D printed, believable face masks.
Yeah, they got
Why
the
not
mask.
put it on a robot?
Why couldn't the AI have created a synthetic body for itself? And that was Gabriel. Like that would have been a cooler movie.
Yeah. And also the beginning of the Terminator franchise.
It's like, oh
Just
my
putting it out
God.
there.
Low key amazing. It turns out as a 27 year.
I just want to shout out to Karina for it felt the need to express itself as a screensaver. I'm like, fuck yes.
Oh man,
It's
it's just
exactly what it was.
it's just
Let's-
also, but I mean, here's one of the problems that I have with the confusing and confounding plot that we have, and I'm going to ask this to you as an actual question. Help me understand it.
Okay.
When we introduced to the entity, it exists on a submarine
Yes.
in some undisclosed part of the world
The
that refuses
Antarctic Sea or something.
whatever. Like, they're trying to do that, which it then
Under ice.
immediately technically sinks itself to
Yep.
hide for some reason. And then is it still connected via the internet to everything, or is it pieces of that are out there self-replicating and doing all of this bidding because it has to find itself?
I
Or
think
is it
what's
just
on the submarine is its source code. So
Yeah,
it's
but I
essentially
mean-
there's the server that is holding the original code. Everything that's out in the internet
yeah,
is what is essentially the person that is the entity or whatever. But what's on that hard drive is the original code, which means that you can potentially
The submarine is a Horcrux.
very much yes.
If you destroy the submarine, you destroy the AI.
yeah.
Yes, or at the very least, you can get to something that will give you the original virus so that you can replicate an
So-
antivirus.
If
I mean,
if that is the actual case, just wait. And this thing is an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-consuming thing, why hasn't it blown the fuck out of the submarine?
Wouldn't it be destroying itself?
No, because it is already existing. Is it isolated that's sitting underneath and they have to try to get it because that's the source code? Or is
They
it
have to
literally,
destroy what's on the submarine?
is the submarine connected to the internet? That's the thing that I'm really
It's probably
confused
got
about.
Wi-Fi. Otherwise, how else did it get out?
We don't know. That's
I'm
the
confused. And
How
yet,
good is its Wi-Fi?
and yet its only
Cutting-edge Russian
problem,
Wi-Fi.
it's what the thing that it's worried about is a key.
10G.
It's worried about two keys, one key that splits into two keys that could unlock a thing.
Yeah, unlock the submarine so you can get inside and turn it off.
The keys are inside the submarine.
No, they're not.
No, they were somewhere else.
No, I mean, but the locks are inside, and they're not even connected to the machine. It's just that, like, it's not that important.
I don't think that this plot construct was intended to be actually thought about by the audience in any way at all. It's easier just to let it wash over you.
Yeah,
You know, be like a rock in the stream.
And Karina, I'm
Be
absolutely
like Basil Exposition.
I'm on Team Karina from the chat there, yes, and I am just waiting for someone to turn up with a MacBook and give it a virus, and it Independence Days the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I think I honestly would have loved to have seen Michael York show up at this point and just go, you know what? Don't worry about it, and that goes for you too, Austin, because that's pretty much where all of those fucking exposition scenes were going.
Sure.
And like we've got the fucking leader of the IMF, the guy who manages the IMF, who is also a traitor but kind of isn't, and then Grace signs up with him, but he knows that he's a bad guy, and you're like, what?
Yeah, that was that entire thing on many, many levels. I was like, okay, wait. So she spent the entire film inexplicably running away from somebody who was continuously saving her life. First, she was kind of useless and couldn't even drive a car. Then she could do a pretty good knife fight, but still failed. Then she was kind of useless again and needed to be rescued a few more times. But she was useful enough to do like a little bit of like on the ground spy action. And then
she could wear a mask.
And she could wear a mask.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, yes, I'm going to be a super secret, top secret agent. Please and thank you. I can definitely do all of those things.
Yeah.
I don't like what? I don't understand.
Can we also talk briefly for a second that the film actually signposted the fact that one of the characters was leaving and not coming back for the it's like, I have to leave you now.
Hey,
like, okay, bye.
Maybe it's just that thing is like, Ving's left set.
I do feel like that may have been one of those things that they came back a year and a half later and went, we didn't shoot anything with Ving for the entire finale. Fuck. Can we just do one pickup shot where he says, I've got to go now? I have to go and work out how to do something? Yeah, good move. Right, sweet.
I also like, yeah, there's a good point in there. I think Karina also made like Grace's special power is to be able to do sleight of hand. And that's a great thing.
But then fucking Ethan Hunt can do it too. So
yeah,
whatever.
you see, there's the problem. She's a master pickpocket and thief who is immediately just Tom Cruise is standing there going, "You think you can do it? I'm fucking better than you." Anyway, moving on. It's like cool. So you introduced a character, explained their special skill, and it was immediately overwritten by Tom Cruise.
Yeah, which I feel like is probably everybody that encounters Tom Cruise in real life has the same situation happen.
Except when Tom Cruise does the sleight of hand, it looks like a fuckwit doing it. Because there was a point where he did like the things, and I just went, "Oh, you are every dickhead I've ever met at a party."
You're that guy who does close-up magic.
I bet you also bring a fucking guitar to the party later and start trying to pick up girls with a fucking guitar.
No, Tom Cruise is the guy at the party.
And then he talks about his rock climbing.
Yeah. Tom Cruise is the guy that like starts bouldering at a party.
Are you guys going to send a link of this show to Yug?
I did think that. No, I did have that moment of going,
I hope he doesn't play the guitar.
I'm not talking about Yug because he's funny and I like him. But
that's not.
Yeah.
Also talk about the bit where we had one of these women is going to die. Your past love interest or your future love interest. Both of whom are 20 years younger than you, and you have to choose.
Good point there. It's like, oh
which
no,
child bride should die? It's Sophie's choice.
I think Rebecca Ferguson is significantly more than 20 years younger than him.
Well, Haley is 41. Now I'm just looking up.
Rebecca Ferguson?
Yeah.
I mean, I like that they've at least gone, well,
she's 39.
We can't have any 20-year-olds.
So
that's taking it too far.
They are both 20 years younger.
I mean, I low-key want to see a few of the old past flames come back. Like, I mean, I would love to
Mm.
see some characters come back from the second one. Like Thandie Newton would be great to just roll
Yeah.
back in and be like, "Hey guys, what have you all been? Whoa, what is happening here? Last
Yeah,
time I
that'd
saw
be-
you, Ethan was in Sydney. What the fuck is going on?"
Oh, also shout out to Indira Varma, who was there for one
Oh,
scene
yeah.
and then exposited her way through it and then was gone. And you were like, oh. And Mark Gaddis as well. And you're like, fuck me, running. These are
Also, kind of like how he's kind of like, oh, well, he's had that one, so she can die.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
keep the
yeah.
one that he hasn't had yet for future love interest reasons.
totally. It's the more you think about it and the more you look at the underlying fucking misogyny and sexism of it, you can't help but kind of go, oh, what is this film?
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it really
I'm
feels like
looking through the cast list because
Why am I recalling, like, in the early Mission Impossibles, Tom Cruise had a wife or a girlfriend or something that had to stay out of the life? and
yeah,
he would
Michelle
only, like,
Monaghan turned up
meet
in
up with her after missions or something?
yeah, Michelle Monaghan turned up in 3 as his wife.
But
yeah,
whatever happened to her?
She
I'm pretty sure
died.
she died.
They all die.
Fucking ask that question.
Of course they
before.
died.
They all die.
And-
I think she actually got out. Can't remember, but in like Ghost Protocol or something, he has to drop off the grid, and like she's off working with Doctors Without Borders or something, and rekindling an old romance, and then they have to get together again, and then I don't know, whatever.
I mean, I also feel for fucking Rebecca Ferguson, who, you know, I think got done dirty by this film.
Oh, yeah.
Like, nobody comes out of it great, but she's actually one of the better characters from the later films who she at least survived the previous film, only to buy the farm in this one. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And also shout out to the two CIA agents that spend the entire film showing up 5 minutes late for everything and looking
Yeah.
slightly perturbed.
I liked them. I thought they were good. I actually really liked the dialogue between them. And one of them was like, I don't know, what if this dude's right? Like, what do we do?
I did like the younger pragmatic one that was trying to do everything by the book, and like he was a linguist and he was trying to diffuse situations, and then his boss is just like, no, fuck these guys, bang 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 bang.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I
No
thought they were
subtlety
fun.
here. Yeah.
I
yeah.
thought they were fun characters.
They
I do
were,
have
but
to. No.
No.
Go.
I was just going to say they were, but also fucking unforgiving. It's that whole thing of like, yes, your job is to show up late and be the butt of every joke. Congratulations.
Felt like they're very much lifted out of like a Marvel movie
Oh, yeah.
franchise of like, oh, it's the useless government representatives. They've arrived late again.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they are terrible with their women, at least there's no gratuitous sex in these movies. Because if you started just making them, sexy movies, then it would be
Well, then it'd be a
10
Bond film.
times
Yeah.
worse.
See, this is
Exactly.
I think this is one of the very interesting things about Tom Cruise is some movie stars become sex symbols, and to be honest, Tom Cruise was a sex symbol for a long time in Hollywood. That whole thing about can't go out for dinner with Tom Cruise because you've got to stay home and have a lamb
Yeah,
roast.
mum's
Like,
making
yeah,
a roast.
all that kind of stuff is hilarious, except that he's like not gone anywhere near that for such a long time that he's no longer a sex symbol. It's just about his intensity now. So they know that they can't pin any sort of sexiness on Tom Cruise. Like Tom Cruise, people don't go watch Tom Cruise because they want like a bit of that kind of cool factor. They want to watch it because they're like, what insane shit will he do?
Yeah. And that's unfortunately where these films are at now. They are no longer films about plot. They are no longer films about character. These are films that are hung on a single ridiculous stunt that he's done, whether it be hanging from the side of a plane, jumping off a fucking
To
mountain.
be fair, that was a
or-
great stunt.
What's that? The hanging off the side of a plane?
Yep, that's a great stunt. Like climbing up the top of the Burj Khalifa, great stunt.
But does it make a movie?
No.
But you know what? I can remember it, and out of this one, I don't remember any of them particularly well.
Maybe the fact that we went and saw the 1998 London revival of Oklahoma directly beforehand actually made this movie better for me. I was like, oh, switch gears.
I'd watched a little bit of
Oh, dear.
Fallout just before this one, so I was like, okay, I'll try and catch up on the film that happened before this, and I got, I don't know, an hour into it and realized I don't think I need to know anything about the previous film for this to make any sense. I thought maybe there'd be some continuing characters. Nah. I mean, well, there are continuing characters, but it also doesn't matter at all.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the amount of exposition that all the characters were doing could have given you most of the plot of the previous film anyway.
Do you know what does matter at toss though, Quinny?
Mm-hmm.
Next week's Barbenheimer.
Yay!
Oh, yes.
Yes, back at the regular time, the same bat time, same bat channel of Tuesday. We'll be
Yes.
talking about Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yes. Yes. Oh, we'll be talking about Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Yeah.
Hi, Barbie.
Yeah.
Hi, Oppie.
Hi, Oppie.
Hi, Abby.
Hi, Oppie.
I mean, strap in for a long conversation because I'm anticipating having a lot to say about Barbie. If you guys want to talk about Oppenheimer, that's like
Now
up to you.
Now I have
Oppenheimer has more than enough to say for itself.
now I have become Barbie, destroyer of Ken. I know, but
Now do it in Sanskrit. Whilst banging, I dare you.
Oh yeah, in terms of awkward sex scenes.
Let's, hold that back for next week.
Sure.
There's plenty of time to talk about it.
I'm looking
Okay,
forward.
fine.
I am looking forward to going and seeing Barbie because I haven't seen Barbie yet, and I need to see it before next week.
Yes,
So,
I'm going
yes.
again tomorrow.
Yay!
Mm.
Yay! I'm excited for everyone who's going to see Barbie and Oppenheimer this week. I hope you have a great week of cinema ahead.
You are going to get such fucking whiplash if you are doing the Oppenheimer Barbie duo. I don't think there is a way to possibly do it.
You can.
I
You've
would
gotta get a-
definitely go with Dion's thing of do Oppenheimer first and then Barbie.
11
because
a.m.
Oppenheimer is way depressing.
sorry,
You just need to get out of that funk.
It's wake
Yeah.
up, straight out of bed, coffee and a cigarette. I don't care if you don't smoke, coffee and a cigarette. Do not have a shower. Just get out of bed, have a coffee and a cigarette on the way to the matinee at 11 a.m. First thing that's up, which is Oppenheimer, more black coffee, and that's all. Come out of Oppenheimer, have an existential crisis, go to mimosas, have a little bit of that, orange juice and champagne, then go to Barbie in the mid-afternoon and come out and go clubbing till 3 a.m.
Highly recommended.
There's your Saturday for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we look forward to having that conversation with you.
Yeah,
We
next
very much
Tuesday.
enjoy as always, chat. You have been very funny and also reminding us of very important things that we may have missed.
Yeah, and also don't forget that August is coming up very soon. It's almost August.
Jesus.
Have you got any suggestions for us? Anything you want us to see? What should we be doing for our homework to organize for August? Because it's Barbenheimer next week, and then we haven't planned August.
Oh, well, we could look at Mrs. Davis.
I have a suggestion. I
Sure.
want us to watch Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Oh, I kind of want to watch that too.
I don't
Which
know
is
what
red,
that
white,
is,
and
but
what?
that's okay. I would have done that for 4th of July, but red, white, and
Put it out until next
royal
month.
blue.
I'm still watching the 4th season of Miracle Workers at the moment. It is delightful.
Yes, I need to get onto that. Oh, I'm going to finally have my first weekend free to do nothing. I'm going to catch up on everything. I'm going to sit on the couch and binge watch stuff.
Nice.
Oh, the Bear season 2 and Ted Lasso wrap up. Oh, yeah, good points. Good points.
Yeah, yeah. Things that we haven't actually, as a group, talked to
Apple
the
TV.
end of Ted.
Oh, there's Foundation season 2, which I want to get into. I haven't yet, but I'm going to.
Ooh, that would require finishing season 1. Not sure about that.
Oh. Or there's always the Fast and Furious.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah. I use it as a threat now. Don't make me pull out Fast and Furious. Don't make me reach. Don't make
We
me
could
reach.
also look at Asteroid City, or
Don't make me reach for
I
Babylon
do wanna
5.
watch that.
which is now out on Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I have no interest
Oh.
in reviewing Secret Invasion because I've slept
No,
through
I
all
have
of
no
them so
interest
far.
in watching Secret Invasion. It's so bad.
Twisted
I'm-
Metal.
I'm still persevering with it, but it's struggle street, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Oh,
It
there's,
made me
the,
cranky, so I stopped.
there's the Meg
Oh.
2
Oh yeah,
coming out,
going.
and Gran Turismo and Blue Beetle.
Ooh, good. I
Oh,
haven't
yeah,
seen
Blue
season
Beetle.
two.
Oh, and
Also
then
realized
Ahsoka.
last night while we were coming out of a cinema, very disappointingly, that one film that I was very excited for August was the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. But it's not opening here until September in Australia because fucking Australian release schedules.
Oh my god.
Back to that.
Are they
Yep.
factoring that on a school holiday timetable?
Of course they are.
Well,
Yeah. It shits me.
yeah. Why
so
can't we just
badly.
adopt the American system faster? They all get summer off, and then that's it, and then we have to pay extra. And hang on.
Well,
No.
though the funny thing is, like the turnaround from cinema to fucking streaming and shit now is so short that things are in many cases still in cinemas here in Australia when it's come out on streaming. Like Transformers that came out on streaming this week. I'm pretty sure you can still see it in a cinema.
I hope they reach a deal which allows them to get paid for things like residuals and streaming in cinemas and post releases and stuff, so that you can all have a guaranteed income. And until that happens, then good on the releasing however they're going.
And look who's just showed up in our chat.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've just remembered we have a Discord we need to go and join.
Oh shit, yes.
Oh, it may. But if you're there and you're still in the chat, just maybe just wish Beck a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Beck!
Yes.
Happy
tomorrow.
birthday
Birthday.
It's tomorrow.
For tomorrow, yay!
Tomorrow. It's your birthday.
I'm sure
tomorrow.
that Beck will be pushing very hard for Good Omen season 2.
Yes,
Yeah, the goodest omens.
she will do herself because she's got so much to talk about.
Yeah. All right then. Well, we're going to roll on off. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back next Tuesday at regular time rather than Wednesday at this time.
We will indeed. Do you want to go and raid somebody, or shall we just leave it at that for the time being?
Let's leave it at that for this time being. Is he
Yeah,
standing
no,
right behind
that's
us?
all
The
Yep.
time being? Yes.
Fantastic. The time? Where's the time being?
Where's the time being?
Let's go.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
I wanna live in a world full of heroes, not sit here counting zeros in a cubicle downtown. I wanna look out my window, see 'em flying, and swing across the horizon as I cheer 'em on so proud. The powered girl keeps staring at her face, and call Colossus and have him teach me ways, and then we'd exercise. I'd be one of the guys. With martial arts from iron fist and wall, I'll dance her up and teach her all my songs. Oh,